tonight in the gorgeous Champagne Dreams Productions branch office, wearing this look. If you want to see how we came up with this look and what palettes and products we used, check the previous live on this tab. We did this earlier tonight. Lovely lady, this color reveal Barbie inspired this look. But I've been sitting here, I took some pictures, I filmed some TikToks, and I was about ready to film my getting rid of all of this stuff. And I was like, you know what I've been meaning to do? And I keep saying I'm going to film a separate video, and maybe I still will at some point. But I was like, you know what? This has been sitting here for a long time. This is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Glass Skin. So this is that face mask that's supposed to make you look like you have porcelain skin. And so I was like, you know what? We already did a doll themed look. We did our Barbie themed look. Why not try out this product, do a quick little try on, and see if this really does work for the porcelain skin look. So here is the product. So this is the Glass 001 Skin Fetish Glass 001 Peel Off Artistry Mask. So who knew that this was done with just one of those gels? Something really specific that she used for this, for her own, for the Maison Margiela look that really kicked all this off a couple years ago now. I'm behind, but let's go ahead and take the wig off so that we don't get anything into the wig. But let's go ahead and take off the Furby earrings. And so, you know what? We are going to try this. So this is just a very simple white tube, nothing too crazy. Let's see if it's got a seal. It does have a seal on the inner cap as well. And so let's go ahead and pull that off. And let's see what the instructions say, because I know I tend to just glob things on, and I think that this is meant to be done in maybe a couple layers. Use the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Brush. Bitch, I got a Morphe brush. It's cheap. Here it is. So we're going to do that one. Let me switch to all chat, although I don't know if anybody's even here, but let's go ahead and switch to all messages. And so this is, or a tapered brush with soft bristles to apply in thin, even layers over the entire face. Allow each layer to dry fully before applying the next. Once the mask dries, it forms a smooth, lacquer-like film over the skin that can be peeled off. It can be worn over makeup or applied directly to bare skin. So, hello, Liz. How are you doing? We are trying out the Pat McGrath. I painted a face today. That was the previous live that we did. And now we're going to try this Pat McGrath Glass 001 Artistry Mask. So I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. Ooh. Little puddle. You're supposed to brush it on in light, thin layers. Let them dry completely. So let's go ahead and let's see how this works. And we're over makeup. So this should go on over all of this slap that I have on my face. I need to research. Let's go ahead and bring you in a little bit closer as well. Hello, Jasmine. How are you doing? I'm trying to say hello to everybody. I don't have my glasses on, so if I miss anybody or if I say your name wrong, no, I'm trying. I don't know how close, onto the lips we can get. I don't know about the eyes. So I'm going to kind of avoid those at first. But I feel like the models had it on their eyes. Okay. I don't feel like the makeup is moving, so that's good. But the reason why I need to research where that term slap, because in the UK is a slang term for a fast woman, I think. I don't wonder if that comes from the idea that racy women wore too much makeup. I want to know if there's a connection. Ellie Mae, if you watch this, leave me a comment and let me know what you know about this, since you are my UK reference. Right now it's looking wet. So it's got kind of a wet look. Need a little bit more. I feel like I'm having to use a lot. Even to get like a light layer, I feel like I'm having to... But that's kind of true. I'm going to try to go on the eyes. I mean, I've got lashes on, but we'll try to, just to get the full effect. I don't want to paint it into my eyes. That sounds like painful. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. And then did we get the nose? I don't think we got the nose. Okay. So that is our first light thin layer. So hello, Elsa is saying hello. Mama Bear, I'm gay and my parents don't support me. I'm sorry to hear that. Javier, my love team, hello. We love you too. My mom is looking at this and she's like, what the hell? Tell your mom that I'm trying out this thing from Pat McGrath that is supposed to make it look like I have porcelain doll skin. It is a gel mask that you paint on, and it's supposed to give you this like porcelain doll look. Now you have to let it dry all the way. What did I do with my fan? I had a fan earlier. What did I do with it? Thank you, Javier. I love that. Mama, you've been watching me for a while. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Have you been watching long enough to tell me where I put my fan? I found it. Okay, I found it. Hello, Donna saying hello. Now my mom is getting it. Yeah, I'm excited. It's kind of a special effect thing. So Pat McGrath, like when she did this for the Maison Margiela fashion show 2 or 3 years ago, people were like obsessed, and then she put out this product that's supposed to do that. So we're trying it out. So I've got one light layer on, and it's kind of shiny, but I don't know that this is giving me porcelain. Yes, Alex, this is the second live. Hello, Mama Champagne. I didn't know that I was going to be live either, but I decided while I was sitting here, I was recording a bunch of TikToks, and I was getting ready to take everything off and film my like get unready with me that I usually do on TikTok with the Blend Bunny skin products. And then this has been sitting here staring at me for a long time. This is the Pat McGrath, the glass skin mask that's supposed to make you look like you have porcelain skin. So I decided, I was like, you know what, before we take the makeup off, let's go ahead and let's try this out. So we are trying it out. This is the first light layer. I don't know if it feels 100% dry. These gel masks, I always have trouble knowing when they're actually going to be dry. So I'm trying to speed it along. I'm trying to speed it along so that I can paint another light layer on. Okay. I think that's good. Let's go ahead, because I don't want the stuff on my hand to fully dry, because I don't want to waste too much of this. Because I might actually do a video, or I might do some photos with this or something, so I want to make sure that I get some use out of this. But let's go ahead and... Yes, Don, Saturday Night with Janessa. Interstate Construction, well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so here is layer number 2. I did go onto the eyes. I didn't go onto the lips. I'm going up near the lips, but I don't know how I feel about going onto the lips. Okay, and then I do have to get some more. Hello, Fabulous Joe. Yes, we are back again. This was a random... I just decided to do this because this Pat McGrath glass skin mask has been staring at me, and I've got so many like videos and things that are already planned that I was like, if you wait until you have time to film a full like dedicated video, you're never going to get to it. And I'm in a playful mood tonight, so I was like, you know what? We've finished up our TikToks for tonight. Let's paint on some porcelain skin. And I don't know, I mean, I'm always team too much, so I don't know if my thin layers are as thin as they imagine that you should do them. I do feel like there's a nice shine, but I don't know that I'm seeing anything that suggests something different than like wet shiny. You guys let me know what you think. Does this look porcelain shiny or does it look wet shiny? Hello, Zest Fest. I love that. That's fun. Hello, beautiful Alex. Hi, how are you? I'm good, Zentangle. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hello from Texas. How am I doing? I'm doing well. We're trying out a fun Pat McGrath glass skin mask. So this is the one, if you remember that Maison Margiela show where she had all of the models looking like they were porcelain dolls. And then she came out with this mask, and I missed it the first time that it came out. And then they did a restock, and I've had this for at least a year probably. And I haven't had a chance to use it. So this is the glass. So let me show you the picture, because this is the picture on the packaging, and this is that kind of effect. I don't know if it'll focus, but you can see how it's got much more of like a glass, and they are using like a white foundation, which is also going to help that. It does look kind of cool. Like, it doesn't look just like purely wet, but I don't know that it looks like purely porcelain either. So let me do some drying. Oh, I love these clack fans. I know they got annoying really quickly at like drag shows and stuff, all the little demon twinks with their clacky fans. But I do like, they produce a really good breeze. So I'm turning on the mega fan. Okay, let's see what we've got. It does look kind of cool. So the brand is, I don't know if it's available right now. I know that they've had it and it's sold out, and then they got it again. It's from Pat McGrath Labs. It's the Glass 001. And so it's this kind of, yeah, it does kind of look, it is feeling dry. It says like light thin layers. How many? That's how I feel when it's over 80 here. Beast. Peter whips the fan and shouts Beast. I love that. When I hear Beast, I just think of that clip from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills where Kyle Richards' sister, I always forget her name, it doesn't matter, she's obnoxious, but she's fighting with Eileen Davidson, and she's like, I've heard enough from you, you beast. And Eileen Davidson goes, Beast. It's so funny. And then I saw a TikTok where somebody acted it out with dolls, and it was even more funny. Oh, it was so good. Does it take for it? I feel like this feels dry. I don't know if it's dry enough, but it's still a little sticky. I maybe shouldn't put another layer on, but it does take a while to dry. It's like those gel masks, and so I probably should wait a little bit longer, but we're jumping in. We're doing our third layer. I'm ready. I would love to wait. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I have to get into it. And then I think maybe the third layer will be enough. I think once we get a third layer on, let's say that that's going to be our coverage, and then we'll just see how it dries, and we'll see. Kim the Drama Queen. I don't watch any of the Housewives anymore because there was a point where my depression got really extreme, not too long after my divorce. And I realized that I would come home from work and just sit on the couch and watch Real Housewives, whatever one was on at the time, because they would cycle, like it would be a season of this place and then this place. And I would just sit there and watch it and zone out, and I would like come to like 5 hours later and I was still watching the same episodes of Real Housewives. So I had to stop. But I do like it. I'm glad that on TikTok people repost like the good scenes. So like if something really wild happens that I really should see because it's crazy, I end up seeing it. So I do appreciate that. Those people on TikTok are doing the Lord's work. I appreciate it. And so that's one, the Beast. And then I also just really like, do y'all remember when Eddie Cibrian, he's the guy that hooked, I don't know if they're still together, but like it was revealed that he was having an affair with Leanne Rimes, And everybody went after Leanne Rimes, and they're like, she's a home wrecking whore. How dare she? Blah, 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 blah. Well, fast forward about 10 years, and then Eddie Cibrian's ex-wife, I think it's Brandy, got cast on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then everybody realized that she was like certifiably batshit crazy. Like absolutely crazy. And everybody was like, oh, Leanne Rimes like Underground Railroaded that poor man. Like Amnesty International got him out of that situation. And everybody had to be like, oh, maybe we're not mad at Leanne anymore because this woman is crazy and should die alone. So I did enjoy that. Okay, let me... a little bit more. A little bit more under here. Oh, I think I hit the lip there. I guess maybe we'll do a little bit on the lip, and I'll just try not to eat any. Okay. I do feel like I go a little bit harder than maybe they intend you to. So I don't know if this will work quite the right way. We may still do a video at some point, but I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to play. It does just kind of look wet right now, but let's see what we've got. Eddie and Leanne. Okay, I have to back up quite a bit. Never watched, but Kim Richards was in Disney movies. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay, Kim the Drama Queen. Never watched. Like Escape to Which... Yeah, absolutely. Escape from Brandy's crazy ass. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep touching it with the brush after it's applied. Probably not. I watched the New York one when I was about to bust, pregnant with my first child. I just remember, like, my favorite was New Jersey. That first season where everything led up to the table flip and it's like, engaged 19 times, you prostitution whore. And then she flips the table. And they milked that scene for so long. It was ridiculous. I mean, it happens in like 10 seconds, but the way that they milked that forever was so funny. All right, let me... Eddie and Leanne. Yeah, Eddie and Leanne. Leanne out here doing the Lord's work. I mean, she really was. I think they're still together. Good for them. I'm back. Hey, Grace. Nice to see you again. I was cooking and just got the notification. Yeah, I decided to pop on again. It was kind of impromptu, but I decided to try the Pat McGrath glass skin mask that has been sitting here staring at me, wondering why I haven't used it. So we're going to do a little bit more drying. Hey, Don. Hey, Grace. Hey, Grace. Hey, Alex. Hello, lovely Grace. Hi, Don. Hey, Joe. Alexandria. Hello, Alex. Hey, Joe. Looks like you just jumped out of the pool. Yeah, it's looking just wet right now. So it is shiny, but I don't know that it's... I mean, it's not doing anything. I mean, I have texture on my skin, so maybe that's the thing, is maybe they put on these models who are like 16, and so they have like no pores that are visible. And so maybe if this were on smoother skin, it would look a little bit... let's see. It's an old movie. Oops, I think what's happening? Okay. People are saying hello. Looks like you just jumped out of the pool. It's an old movie, Escape to Witch Mountain. Yep. Why did I put on my face? I put on my face to try and see if it would do a porcelain look. That's what it's advertised to do, is create a porcelain doll finish on my face. I'll take some pictures and I'll put it on my post tab as well to see. I don't know that I'm getting porcelain, but it is kind of a cool effect. Hello, Aubrey is tired. I'm sorry to hear that. I hear you though. I'm tired as well. I love your makeup. Thank you. I think it'll look good when it dries. It must be a yeah, and I think I probably didn't wait long enough. I mean, that's the story of my life. My battery is on its way to dying because I was live earlier and then I was filming TikToks, and so I was like, let's get on here. So I'm always impatient, so it could be that I didn't wait long enough, or I might have painted it too thick, but this is our first try. I have more of it, so I can try it again. Maybe we'll have like a dedicated live or a dedicated video where I try it out again. I do kind of like the wet look. I think that that's kind of cool. And so now I'm just kind of pulling out the big gun. I'm pulling out my big old fan. Oh, it's backwards. You can't even see. It says, bless your heart. I love that. I'm not even Southern, but I embrace that sort of Southern, like, oh, bless your heart. Where you want to tell somebody to fuck off, but you can't, so you just say, oh, bless your heart. That reminded me of something, and I don't know if anybody who pops on is Southern. You can let me know, because I've always, every time I meet new people who are Southern, I always ask them this, because when I was in grad school, I was in grad school with a woman named Lisa, who was lovely, and she had a small child who was maybe like 4 or 5. So like not super old, but like old enough that he could kind of toddle around on his, like, not toddle around on his own, that's like a toddler, but like, he could kind of like run around. He was very mobile and could like get places and get away from her and all this kind of stuff. And so what I thought was really interesting was that when, because she had very like old Southern manners, and so whenever he was addressing adults, he always had to say like, he would say like Mr. Chris to me, because that's my civilian name. And so she would be like, say hello to Mr. Chris, say hello to Miss Leslie, all these kinds of things. And then I would see like, sometimes there would be like maybe a professor or something that she wasn't in their class, but if somebody she knew in the hall, she'd be like, say hello to Mr. Marshall. And so I had asked her, I said, okay, so tell me more about this. I was like, what is it that when you introduce your son to people, and when you're having your son like talk to people and address them, I was like, some people you have him say their last name, so say hello to Mr. Marshall, but like with me, you say hello to Mr. Chris. And she said, well, that's something that we do. So I would love to hear feedback if other people do this. I mean, this could just be her family too, but like, I just thought it was really fascinating, because she said what it is she's like, it's a way to let him know who are the safe people to go to. So if he gets separated from his mom and he's scared, then like, he knows who are the people that you can go to and they will get you safely to your mom. Like, we know them like that. And so like, I was Mr. Chris because if he got lost and he saw me in the hallway, he could come to me and say, I can't find my mom. But if it was somebody like Mr. Marshall, you would still be respectful, but you don't necessarily go to them because you have a problem or because you're scared or because there's something. So it was a way to differentiate. I thought that was so interesting, that if it was like their first name, then that was somebody that you knew that they were like in the circle, right? Like you could, I was like, brave of you to assume that like I have any child safety skills at all, but I appreciate the thought. But I just thought that was so fascinating when she told me that, because it's so smart, because it's something that it allows them to like have these manners and like be, respectful to adults, because that was something that was important for her and where she came from, that children should be respectful to adults, but also differentiating who the adults were. Like, these people are our people, these people, we still respect them, but they're not necessarily our people. So I thought that was really interesting. I think it'd look good when it dries and must be processed. I'm curious about how it feels. I definitely can feel it. It doesn't feel like heavy, but I can definitely feel that it's there. I do feel like the shine is becoming a little bit more even. I am Southern, but not like most Southerners. I would think it was more of a level. Yeah, so like the level of acquaintance of like, these people are like, these are people that we trust. These are people, this is just an adult. Like, this is just somebody that we know, but it's not like, you still have to be respectful. But yeah, it was that level of acquaintance, like how close you are to address them by the first name or last, and whether or not they are married. Yeah, so I think that it was about how close you were, because it was supposed to be like a safety thing of like, if you need to find somebody to help you with something, or if you have an issue or something is wrong, like, try to find one of these people. I just thought that was very interesting. I don't have children. I don't want children. But it was interesting to hear that perspective. So, and I think of that when I pull up my Bless Your Heart fan, because I like that. Because it's one of those things that it's like, sometimes it's sincere, like somebody really does mean like, oh, bless your heart. Like, oh, that's very sweet, bless your heart. And sometimes they mean like, you're a fucking idiot, but I can't say that to you right now. So bless your heart. I love it. I love that. I love linguistic subterfuge. I'm here for it. I'm just very interested in the way that different like communities use language. And so So this is cute. Are we gonna paint another layer, or is this the look? Is this the final? I don't think we're gonna get any more of a porcelain than this. I think that this is probably what we've got. I'm interested to try this with one of my colorful foundations to see how it looks over that, to see if it looks more porcelain. I mean, I think because I have such strong contour, I have so much blush. But this is cute. Let me put the wig back on. And my fancy doll. It's kind of cute. I don't hate it. I don't know that I'm getting the full porcelain fantasy that we got from Maison Margiela. I think we're close. But there's something about it that's not... There's something about it that's not quite what I feel like we got from that. Yeah, definitely if there's any loose hair that comes across my face, it'll definitely stick in there because there is a little bit of... Although this does dry, it's not super tacky. There's a couple spots that are still a little bit wet. And then when I pull my finger away, they kind of pill, but... Oh. Yeah, I do like the way this looks. I do think it's cute. I think it's a fun kind of look. I'm interested to play around more to see if I can get more of the actual, like, porcelain kind of look. Hello, Shan Ali. Welcome. We're getting close to wrapping up. We're just doing some Pat McGrath glass skin. The glass skin mask. And now this has mask all over it as well. I'm always making a mess. Yeah. I like this. Yeah, I feel like I look very wet. I feel like I look like we're moist. We're dewy beyond dewy. We've maybe been in the sauna. We've been to the bathhouse, performing with Bette Midler. I do like it. I do like it. Kind of a glazed donut vibe. Yes, Kyle, absolutely. Which could go a very different direction. I don't know what that means, facialist, but I have an idea of what you want me to say, and we're not going to play that game. But thank you, we appreciate you. I think you should take care of your skin. I'm a proponent of good skincare, taking care of your skin, and then you can look like me. Like a porcelain doll. All right. Well, thank you everybody for popping in. Everybody who did, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to make sure that I still have a little bit of... It looks like I'm in menopause. It looks like I'm plastic, bitch. I don't know what you're talking about, Rose. I look like I'm plastic because I'm wearing the Pat McGrath Glass Skin 001 mask. So thank you everybody for popping in. I love and appreciate all of you. You love my hair. Thank you. This hair is... a wig from Acacia Forgot. So Acacia Forgot, who's on season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race, used to live in Grand Forks, where I live. She went to college here, and now she moved to New York for a while, and then she moved to LA, and she was on Drag Race, and she's living her best life. She was my wig lady for a long time. After the pandemic, when I started coming back out, she was my wig lady, and... then she got on Drag Race, and now she doesn't have a lot of time for wigs. So whenever she's selling anything, even this was a secondhand wig. This is a wig that she had worn for something, and she sold it secondhand. I'm like, well, then I also get a deal. So I don't have as much. I don't get commissions from her anymore because she very rarely opens up her commissions. But this is a Forgot's Locks wig. So love you. Take care. Thank you. Does it stay tacky? It does dry. Like, it's mostly dry. I put it on maybe a little bit, like right down here is dry, and it's not tacky. It feels smooth, and it feels almost like rubbery. So it's kind of, now there are spots where I put it on a little thick and maybe it didn't dry all the way, and those still feel a little tacky. But once it dries, it is Dry. Now, if you don't follow me on TikTok at Janessa J, I am going to do a removal. I'm going to film a removal where I peel this off, and I'm going to do a makeup removal with my Blend Bunny skincare. Blend Bunny skincare, excuse me. So I'm going to film those TikToks as well. Mr. Marvin, I'm so sorry about that. You should go get cleaned up. Don't sit in your mess. You'll get a rash. Dawn, have a good night. Thank you. Rose Harvey, you look horrible. Oh, from a blank profile with a cat, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? I look beautiful. Check the material. This is gorgeous. Bless your heart, Rose. Yes, I love that. I love that. Bless your heart. Oh, Rose, bless your heart. All right, thank you, everybody. Let me see if I can remember my outro. Anybody who is here in live chat, I would love it. I would love it. I would love it if you would sneak back around once the video is live and leave me a comment. Help me feed the algorithm. Help me feed the beast. While you are down there, don't forget to give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated this video. Or if you're like Rose and you think I look horrible, go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try really hard to make sure I have at least one video a week, and sometimes, if you're lucky, really lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, glass skinerific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website. Just pretend it's there, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Now that it's dry, I feel like I am getting a little bit more of a porcelain vibe. Maybe I just didn't let it fully dry down. Now, like the way it goes across the forehead, it's much more of like a smooth. I do feel like I'm getting a little bit more of a porcelain vibe. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Do you get a porcelain vibe from this? I like it. This is fun. I'm excited to do more fun, kind of playful looks with this. So thanks, everybody, especially the people who joined me again for a second time after I was live earlier. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And until I see you again, bye. The awkward shutting down of the stream. Bye.